Let me get right to the point. If you're a man over 60, there's a very real chance that your prostate is slowly growing larger, even if you haven't felt the symptoms yet. But what if I told you that a common fruit juice, one most seniors think is healthy, may be silently fueling that growth? As a prostate doctor, I'm going to say something I don't say lightly. I am begging you, stop drinking this juice. It may be comforting, it may be familiar, but it's also been linked to hormonal disruptions, insulin spikes, and a steady rise in prostate size over time. And that juice, the one I urge every man with an enlarged prostate to avoid? It's orange juice, that's right. Number 5 on the list of juices seniors with prostate issues should never drink is your morning favorite, orange juice. Now, let's be clear, I'm not talking about a fresh squeezed half glass you make yourself on occasion. I'm talking about the store-bought, pasteurized, sugar-packed kind most seniors keep in their fridge. The kind labeled 100% juice, but with a sugar content that rivals soda. Here's what most men don't know. That glass of orange juice spikes your blood sugar faster than a candy bar. And when blood sugar rises quickly, your insulin levels surge. High insulin is one of the silent drivers of prostate growth, especially in older men. Why? Because insulin interacts with testosterone and dihydrotestosterone, the hormones most responsible for prostate activity. And when insulin is chronically elevated, it increases the activity of an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase, which leads to higher levels of DHT, the exact hormone that fuels prostate enlargement. So yes, that glass of OJ may seem innocent, but it's part of a metabolic cycle that worsens BPH symptoms. Urinary urgency, nighttime trips to the bathroom, difficulty starting or finishing urination. And I've seen it time and time again. A patient with prostate issues, doing everything right, but still sipping a tall glass of orange juice every morning with breakfast. When we remove it, the results speak for themselves. Better flow, less urgency, and fewer nighttime interruptions. Now, orange juice is just number 5. There are 4 others I'll be revealing in this video that are even more sneaky. Some of them are even marketed to older men as health drinks, but they're actually making prostate problems worse. So stick with me. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 worst juices for an aging prostate, what they do inside your body, and what I recommend instead to soothe, not stress, your prostate. And while we're at it, if you've ever dealt with BPH, prostatitis, or even just frequent urination, tell me in the comments. What's the most annoying symptom you've been facing lately? Also, be sure to subscribe. We dig deep into issues that matter to men over 60 every single week. And if you know someone who drinks orange juice every morning and also complains about prostate problems, send this video their way. It might just be the wake-up call they need. So we just exposed orange juice, number 5 on the list. And why it's not as innocent as it looks, especially for older men struggling with prostate issues. Now let's talk about number 4. This one's tricky because most seniors drink it with the best of intentions. It's sold as heart healthy. You'll see it in hospital cafeterias, doctors' waiting rooms, even in so-called longevity diets. Number 4, pomegranate juice. Surprised? You're not alone. The headlines make it sound like pomegranate juice is a miracle drink. Full of antioxidants, great for blood pressure, good for circulation. And some of that is true. But here's what they don't tell you. Pomegranate juice is extremely concentrated in natural sugars, and when you're drinking even just a small glass, you're consuming the juice of multiple pomegranates without the fiber that slows down sugar absorption. The result? Another rapid insulin spike. And as we covered in Part 1, high insulin plays a direct role in DHT elevation and prostate growth. But there's another issue with pomegranate juice, one I've been seeing more frequently in men over 65. It interacts with medications, specifically drugs commonly prescribed for blood pressure and cholesterol, which, let's face it, many seniors are on. It can amplify their effects, or worse, interfere with liver enzymes that regulate how those drugs are broken down in the body. And guess what? The prostate is a hormone-sensitive gland. When you start throwing off how your body breaks down hormones and medications, your prostate is often the first to respond, and not in a good way. I had a patient once, George, 73 years old. He was drinking a small glass of pomegranate juice every evening because he read it was good for his heart. Meanwhile, he was waking up 4 times a night to pee, and his prostate volume had nearly doubled over the past 2 years. We removed the juice, and within a month, he was sleeping through the night again. It wasn't the only fix, but it was a big one. That's the thing. The marketing behind some of these health juices is powerful. But the truth is, your prostate doesn't care about health trends. It cares about what happens on a chemical level. And the sugar load, the hormone disruption, and the drug interference from pomegranate juice, it makes it a risky choice. So let me ask you something. What juices are sitting in your fridge right now? Go take a look after this video and tell me in the comments. Are you drinking any of the 5 we're about to uncover? I want to know what habits you've picked up without even realizing they could be connected to your symptoms. And if this is opening your eyes, hit that subscribe button now. We've still got 3 more to go, including one juice that's being advertised specifically to men for urinary support, when in reality, it does the opposite. Coming up next, juice number 3. The one that causes more bloating, pressure, and pelvic discomfort than any other I've seen. Stick around. We're just getting to the worst offenders. This one doesn't just mess with your hormones, it messes with your gut. And when your gut's off, your prostate pays the price. Number 3. Apple juice. Now, most people think of apple juice as harmless. After all, it's something we give to toddlers when they're sick. It's light, familiar, comforting. But here's what's going on under the surface, especially for older men. Apple juice is one of the highest fructose juices you can buy. And unlike whole apples, which come with fiber to help slow digestion, the juice form delivers that fructose straight into your system, fast and unchecked. And here's where things get problematic. Fructose is metabolized almost entirely in the liver. And when your liver gets overwhelmed, which happens more and more often after age 65, it converts that extra fructose into fat, disrupts insulin balance, and throws off inflammatory markers. But that's not even the biggest issue. Apple juice is also a leading cause of intestinal bloating and gas, especially in seniors with slower digestion or mild IBS-like symptoms, even if they don't realize they have it. And when your gut bloats, that gas and pressure doesn't just stay in your stomach. It pushes down on the bladder, the pelvic floor, and yes, the prostate. It creates a constant feeling of fullness in the lower belly. And for men with already enlarged prostates, that extra internal pressure makes urinary symptoms worse. More urgency, weaker stream, incomplete emptying, and increased nighttime trips to the bathroom. I've had patients come in thinking they had a bladder infection or even a kidney issue. And it turned out they were drinking apple juice with lunch every day. Once we pulled it from the routine, the bloating eased off. And so did the pressure on the prostate. And before you say, "But I only drink," the organic kind, let me be clear. Even organic apple juice is mostly liquid sugar and fructose. Whether it's cold-pressed or from concentrate, your body reacts the same way once it hits the bloodstream. So if you've ever felt that uncomfortable pressure in your belly or like your bladders, under tension all the time, and you've been sipping apple juice regularly, that's your red flag. Now I'm curious, did this one surprise you? Be honest. Drop a quick comment below if you've got apple juice in the house right now. It's more common than you think, and if you haven't yet, subscribe. Because coming up next, I'm going to share the second worst juice for prostate health, and this one is sneaky. It's marketed as natural, it looks healthy, and it even comes in green bottles, but inside that bottle is a cocktail of ingredients that may be overstimulating your prostate every time you drink it. We've made it. To number 2, and this one might be the most misleading of them all, because juice number 2 is marketed as clean, natural, and energizing. You'll see it in organic stores, health food cafes, even sold in senior nutrition plans. But behind that green label is something I've seen irritate the prostate more than almost any other drink. Number 2, green vegetable juice blends, especially those with hidden fruit concentrates and caffeine. Now, let me be specific. I'm not talking about a homemade green smoothie with spinach and cucumber from your own kitchen. I'm talking about those store-bought green detox drinks that mix kale, celery, spirulina, and then quietly add in things like apple juice, lemon concentrate, pineapple syrup, or even green tea extract. These juices often seem healthy at first glance. They promise energy, detox, digestion support. But for a senior man with a sensitive prostate, they can be a ticking time bomb. Here's why. First, these green juices often include hidden sugars from fruit juices and concentrates. Even if it doesn't taste sweet, those sugars are still in there. And like we've discussed before, sugar drives insulin, and insulin drives DHT, the hormone that makes prostates swell. Second, and this is even more concerning, many of these green juices contain caffeine in the form of matcha, green tea extract, or yerba mate. And caffeine, for men with prostate issues, is a major irritant. Caffeine increases bladder activity, it increases urgency, and it can stimulate the smooth muscle tissue. In the prostate, which is the last thing you want if you're already struggling to pee or waking up at night to go multiple times. I once had a patient, 68 years old, who switched from soda to a green bottled juice, thinking it was a health upgrade. And in some ways, it was. But what he didn't realize was that he had traded artificial sugar for natural sugar plus caffeine, which made his urinary symptoms worse than ever. His frequency doubled, his flow weakened, and he couldn't figure out why. Until we traced it back to those 2 green bottles a day, and that's the trap. When something looks healthy, we don't question it. But labels lie by omission. And for the aging prostate, the combination of fruit sugar, caffeine, and plant compounds that stimulate metabolism can be a perfect storm. So here's a simple rule. If the green juice didn't come out of your blender, be skeptical, especially if it's sitting on a shelf, sealed in a bottle, with more than 3 ingredients. Now let me ask you, have you ever tried one of these green drinks? Maybe from a health store, or maybe it was recommended by a family member. Drop a comment below if you've ever felt weird or wired after drinking one. I'm curious how many of us fell for the same health trap. And if this is making you rethink some of your routines, hit that subscribe button. We still have one final juice to expose, and it's the most damaging of them all. Juice number 1 is so acidic, so inflammatory, and so disruptive. To hormone balance, I tell my prostate patients to cut it out immediately. And it might be in your fridge right now. Keep watching, you don't want to miss it. Because we've finally reached the worst of the worst. The number 1 juice I urge every single senior with prostate issues to stop drinking immediately. It's acidic, it's irritating, it inflames the bladder, overstimulates the prostate, and in my experience, it triggers more urinary problems than any other beverage. Number 1, cranberry juice. Yes, cranberry juice, I know. For decades, it's been sold as the go-to drink for urinary health. Flush out your system, they say. Great for UTIs, they claim, and for women dealing with bladder infections, there's a small amount of truth to that. But for older men with BPH, enlarged prostates, or prostatitis, cranberry juice can be a real problem. Let me explain why. First off, cranberry juice is highly acidic. It irritates the lining of the bladder and the urethra. For seniors already dealing with sensitive pelvic tissues or frequent urination, this extra irritation can be the straw that breaks the camel's back. That burning urgency or can't hold it feeling? Cranberry juice makes it worse. Second, most cranberry juices, even the ones labeled 100% juice, are loaded with sugar or sweetened with other fruit, concentrates like grape or apple. That sugar? It leads to the same metabolic chaos we've talked about. Insulin resistance, hormonal imbalance, and ultimately faster prostate growth. But the third issue is more subtle and far more dangerous. Cranberry juice has been shown to interact with prescription drugs, especially blood thinners like warfarin. It can affect how the liver processes medication, just like grapefruit does. And many men over 65 are on multiple prescriptions already. The last thing you need is a juice that's secretly interfering with how your body handles medicine and hormones. I had a patient once, Robert, who was drinking cranberry juice every morning, thinking it was helping his prostate. Meanwhile, he was peeing every hour and couldn't sleep through the night. We ran some basic labs and found his blood sugar spiking, his inflammatory markers up, and his prostate volume slowly climbing. We removed the cranberry juice, that's it. And 2 weeks later, he told me, "Doc, I feel like my bladder finally caught its breath." So let's stop the myth. Here and now, cranberry juice is not your friend if you have prostate issues. It may help women with UTIs in very specific cases, but for older men, it often makes everything worse. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever been told to drink cranberry juice for prostate health? Or have you noticed your symptoms get worse after drinking it? Leave a comment below. I want to know your experience. And if this whole video has been an eye-opener for you, share it with a friend. Every man over 60 should hear this, because too many are suffering in silence, sipping the very things making them worse. And don't forget to subscribe. We're not done yet. In the final section, I'm going to show you the right juices, the ones I do recommend, the ones that support the prostate instead of stressing it. Let's wrap this up with real solutions. Orange juice, pomegranate juice, apple juice, green bottled blends, and cranberry juice, all of them, for different reasons, can silently worsen prostate problems in older men. But I don't believe in just telling people what not to do. You deserve real, practical solutions. So in this final section, I want to show you the juices that I do recommend, ones that calm, not irritate, your prostate. Let's start with one. You might not expect cucumber juice. Now, you won't find this. In a bottle at the store, you'll have to make it yourself, but it's worth the 2 minutes it takes. Cucumber juice is incredibly hydrating, naturally anti-inflammatory, and gentle on both the bladder and prostate. It contains a compound called cucurbitacin, which has been shown in early studies to inhibit prostate cancer cell growth. But more than that, it's just calming. No sugar, no acids, no caffeine. You can blend it with a bit of lemon and water, strain it, and drink it fresh. It hydrates without irritating. My patients who switched to cucumber juice in the evenings often report fewer nighttime bathroom trips within days. Next up, fresh celery juice. Celery is naturally rich in apigenin, a plant compound, shown to have anti-proliferative effects on the prostate. That means it helps reduce swelling and slows the abnormal growth of cells. Celery also supports blood pressure, kidney function, and reduces fluid retention, which can all impact how your urinary system behaves. Just don't mix it with fruit juice. Keep it clean and simple. And finally, if you want something warm and comforting, pumpkin seed, milk, or extract in water can be incredibly helpful. Pumpkin seeds are rich in zinc and phytosterols, two compounds long associated with prostate support. You can grind the seeds and steep them in hot water, or find cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil and mix a few drops into warm tea. Now I want to be clear. None of these juices are miracle cures, but they support the prostate instead of inflaming it, and for many men, just removing the 5 harmful juices we discussed earlier and replacing them with these calming alternatives leads to real relief in as little as 10 to 14 days. So let me ask you, what juice are you willing to give up today? Tell me in the comments. I want to know which of the 5 shocked you the most and which one you'll be replacing starting this week. And if this video has helped you rethink your daily habits, do me a favor and hit the like button. It helps us reach more men like you, men who are tired of dealing with prostate symptoms and just want honest, clear answers. More importantly, subscribe. We're putting out videos every week that break down complicated medical issues in ways that actually make sense. No fluff, no scare tactics, just straight, practical advice. For men over 60, and if you've got a brother, a friend, or a neighbor who's always running to the bathroom, forward this video to him. Because most guys never hear this stuff from their doctor, but they need to. Thanks for watching. Take care of your prostate, and it'll take care of you.